Welcome to Machu Picchu and the Sacred Valley. This guide will cover off how to get there, what to see whilst in the Sacred Valley. I'll give you information on trekking options and also where to stay. While many of us at World Journeys have been to Machu Picchu on numerous occasions, it's still one of those places that manages to take our breath away every time we visit, and this is why we love sending our travellers there. A bit of information on Machu Picchu. Well, it's an Incan citadel located high up in the Andes Mountains in Peru, and it's made up of more than 150 buildings ranging from bath and houses to temples and sanctuaries. The compound contains more than 100 separate flights of stairs, and most of these individual staircases were carved from one slab of stone, and it's believed that men pushed these stones up the mountain, so it's just an incredible feat of engineering. The site was rediscovered in the early 1900s by Hiram Bingham, and obviously it's now Peru's biggest tourist attraction. In terms of when to visit, Machu Picchu is open year-round, but the best time to visit is generally from late April through to mid-June, or from September through to October. July and August tend to be the busiest months with plenty of sunshine and dry weather, whilst the rainy season runs from October through to about April, and in February the Inca Trail will close for its annual month-long maintenance. But no matter what time of the year you travel, you should always expect crowds. There is something really special about this part of South America, being up high in the Andes Mountains is just an incredible feeling. You'll see locals in their colourful costumes, you'll see llamas and lots of them, and you'll also be rewarded with stunning mountain scenery, and for me it is one of my favourite parts of South America. Now, being up in the Andes obviously does mean you are going to be quite high up in altitude and on average around 3,500 metres high. So the effects of altitude can be felt, and this includes headaches, nausea, dizziness, and I've often described it much like having a hangover without the great night out. Now, don't worry too much about this because our people on the ground are excellent. We've got really good services with the hotels and the trains having oxygen on board, and we also have the services of a doctor available if needed. For travellers wanting to get to Machu Picchu from New Zealand, there are direct flights from Auckland to Santiago and then Santiago on to Lima. While there are regular flights between Lima and Cuzco, we would suggest taking a flight at around 11 a.m. and this is due to the huge amount of traffic and the busyness of the airport in Lima. So this means you would arrive in Cuzco at around 12:30 p.m. Gives you the rest of the day in Cuzco to acclimatise because this sits at an altitude of over 3,500 metres. The city of Cuzco is very pretty and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, once known as the Inca capital of the world. This now serves as the gateway to Machu Picchu, and they are starting to open up the city as more of a gateway with a lot of direct flights going into other destinations such as La Paz, so it makes it quite easy to combine with Bolivia. Take the time to spend a day or two in Cuzco because it is a really great walking city. It has a beautiful, charming town square with arcades, carved wooden balconies, and also Incan wall ruins. You'll find there's plenty to do here with some fabulous Incan citadels such as Sacsayhuaman on the outskirts of town. You've got the markets of Pisac, and of course nearby you've got the popular Rainbow Mountain. Rainbow Mountain seems to be popping up on social media, and it's something that has always existed. However, up until recently it's been hidden under layers of Andean snow and ice, which unfortunately and likely due to climate change has melted, and for this reason it's considered a fairly new tourist attraction in Peru. It's around a 3.5 hour bus trip from Cuzco and then a 7 kilometre round trip walk to the top of the mountain. However, do be aware of altitudes, which can get up to about 4,500 metres. It is also worth noting that you want to make sure you travel in clear weather, as it is a really long way to go and a very long day to be disappointed by low cloud. However, if you do manage to get there on a clear day, you will be rewarded with spectacular colours and of course amazing views. So this is the beautiful Sacred Valley, which is around 90 minutes from Cuzco and around 30 kilometres long. It includes the town of Pisac and Urubamba, which have much lower altitudes than Cuzco, sitting at just over 3,000 metres above sea level. For travellers that are concerned about altitude sickness, they can begin their journey in the Sacred Valley or opt to stay here for the duration of their Machu Picchu trip. There are some really interesting accommodation options, including an old convent which has been converted into a hotel with beautiful flat grounds. And for something really unique, there's always the Sky Lodge Adventure Suites, which are little sleeping pods overlooking the Sacred Valley, and certainly not for the faint-hearted. So the quickest way to travel to Machu Picchu is to take the train from Cuzco or the Sacred Valley to the town of Aguas Calientes, a journey which takes around 3.5 hours from the nearest train station to Cuzco or 90 minutes from the station at Tambo. Rail experiences to choose from include the Vistadome train, which has the lovely large panoramic windows beside and above the seats, and a meal and entertainment is included in the journey. For a more luxurious option, there is the Harum Bingham train, which is named after the famed explorer who rediscovered the city's ruins. And this train features a beautiful 1920s style carriage, has the glamour, beautiful meals served with wine pairings. Located at the foot of Machu Picchu mountain is the town of Aguas Calientes, which is also known as Machu Picchu Pueblo. The train to Machu Picchu will stop here before travellers continue on by bus, and while you can definitely visit the citadel on a simple day trip from the Sacred Valley, we do highly recommend an overnight stay in Aguas Calientes if you have the time to do so, as the town has a lovely local market and it also has some beautiful hot springs which inspired its name. Aguas Calientes has a few lovely places to stay, including the Incatera Pueblo, which has a charm of its own with beautiful terraced hills. There's waterfalls, stone pathways, and lovely whitewashed rooms, so it has a real charm about it. It's located in Peru's cloud forest, and the hotel is actually a member of the National Geographic Lodges of the world, so guests can enjoy things here such as bird watching with over 200 species of birds in the area. There are nature walks, orchid trails, and visits to the tea house, so it's a really lovely place to stay. There's also the Belmont Sanctuary Lodge, which is located up at Machu Picchu, ideal for those who want to base themselves close to the site, but only about 12 of the rooms offer views of Machu Picchu, and you may find there's actually more to do down in Aguas Calientes for the night. But as always, let us know of your preferences and we can make recommendations based on your needs. Once travellers arrive in Aguas Calientes, it is then a 30-minute bus ride up to the site of Machu Picchu on an incredible switchback road, and you will see quite a few of these road types in South America. They're quite well known for them. Now, once you're at the main car park, your guide will escort you through the ruins. It is possible to walk up to the ruins from Aguas Calientes, however, it is very steep and it will take you quite a few hours. The regulations around visiting Machu Picchu have changed quite a lot in the last year or so, and this is mainly to control the crowds and the visitor numbers at the ruins themselves, so they want to make it a more enjoyable experience for everyone. There's now a total of 9 entry times to the ruins throughout the day. The first is at 6 a.m, with the last entry being at 3 p.m. The ticket for Machu Picchu that will be supplied to you locally by our Peruvian partner will indicate the time that's been allocated to suit your program. So for example, if you have an entry time of 10 a.m, you must enter the ruins between 10 and 11 a.m. You'll also need to have a local guide go with you through the ruins. And if you wish to go back the next day, you simply need to show your ticket from the previous day, and this will allow you to walk around at your own leisure. However, please note there are still a few restrictions in place as to where you can actually walk. And of course, Machu Picchu isn't just famous for its ancient ruins, it is also well known for its llamas. And along with alpacas, these creatures are the only inhabitants of the citadel. Llamas held a special place in Incan society, so providing wool, food, and a way for people to transport goods. And on a visit to Machu Picchu, you may just be treated to a llama photobombing one of your fabulous photos. Huayna Picchu is the large mountain that sits directly behind Machu Picchu, and you can see this in the picture above. The name Huayna Picchu actually translates into young peak. Now, for many travellers and trekkers, climbing Huayna Picchu is one of the highlights on a visit to Machu Picchu. However, do be prepared for a steep climb. If you do decide to do it, the views of the citadel and the surrounding landscapes are absolutely stunning, so it's certainly worth the effort, but do be mindful it is quite steep. Some sections of the climb you'll need to use both hands and feet to scramble upwards, and there are sections that include railings and cables for support. So you just need to have a decent level of fitness and also a tolerance for heights. For travellers that are quite active and wish to explore more of the Sacred Valley on foot, there are several incredible walks available, of which the famous Inca Trail is one of them. You'll see on the map the Inca Trail is highlighted in green, and this departs from near Ollantaytambo, arriving into Machu Picchu through the famous Sun Gate. And that is what makes this trail so popular, as it is the walk that will take you directly through to Machu Picchu. Now, should the Inca Trail be booked out, do not panic, because the other walks are just as incredible, and often they are less populated as well, which can be quite appealing for some people. These include the Lares Trek and also the Salcantay Trek, and whilst they're not the original Inca Trails, as I said, they do offer less crowds and also spectacular mountain scenery. There is a range of Inca Trail trekking options available to suit different budgets, comfort levels, and also fitness abilities, running between 2 through to about 7 days. The classic Inca Trail is the most well known, running from the Sacred Valley up through to the ruins of Machu Picchu, arriving through the Sun Gate at sunrise. The trail was originally laid during the Incan Empire back in the 15th century, and it formed part of a vast system linking more than 23,000 kilometres of trails to important settlements across South America. We would suggest having 2 to 3 nights in Cuzco, and this is to allow for acclimatisation before starting your trek. The classic Inca Trail is a 4-day camping experience, and whilst the trek itself is not physically challenging, it does reach altitudes of up to 4,200 metres. Sleeping bags and camping equipment are included, and the porters will carry up to 7 kilos of baggage for you while you trek. Should you not have the time or the fitness to enjoy the classic 4-day Inca Trail, you may opt to do the 2-day trek with an overnight stay in Aguas Calientes, and from there you will catch the train up to Machu Picchu. Just remember, permits are required for the treks, and they are quite limited, so you do need to book early. And should you wish to upgrade your trekking experience, we can offer the luxury Inca Trail, which includes premium tents with camp beds, a private chef, and also my favourite, a masseuse to massage your tired feet at the end of the day. So we can provide you with more details during your booking experience. Just remember, the permits do sell out quite quickly, so booking ahead is essential. And you can book your trek as part of a small group tour with set departures, or we can offer it on a private basis. One of my favourite treks is the Lares Trek because it's a great option for people who want to mix local experiences with lodge-based accommodation, and it's a fabulous alternative to the Inca Trail as it's less crowded and more off the beaten track. The trek offers the chance to explore the Sacred Valley, which is full of incredible Incan sites, beautiful scenery, roving alpacas and llamas, and panoramas of waterfalls and snow peaks, so you are not going to miss out on the scenery. There is a 5 or 7 day Lares trekking option with programs designed to offer different daily hikes for a variety of experiences and abilities, along with a range of alternative activities for people who don't wish to hike. The accommodation is in cosy, comfortable mountain lodges, which serve as a deluxe base for camps for day hikes in the surrounding areas, and then Machu Picchu can be done with this itinerary, and I highly recommend it as a great option to the Inca Trail. For those looking for a more challenging trek, the 7-day Salcantay trek offers just that. With higher altitudes and more strenuous climbs, it's an incredible option for the more experienced hiker, and as you can see, the views are completely worth the effort. The trail follows the footsteps of the Incas, winding its way from Cuzco through to Machu Picchu, and along the way explore forested canyons and also beautiful mountains, including the Salcantay Peak and also beautiful glacier lakes. The accommodation is in comfortable mountain lodges which have great facilities. The last night is spent in Aguas Calientes, and then you will travel up to Machu Picchu to tour the ancient citadel the next day. So that's given you a few ideas of what you can see and do in the Sacred Valley, and Peru is a fabulous destination to explore, and if you're visiting this part of South America, it's worth adding on another country such as Ecuador or Bolivia, as there's easy combinations in terms of good flight connections and fewer travelling times. There is so much more to explore in Peru, such as the Amazon, Lake Titicaca, the Nazca lines, and so you can really treat it as a destination in itself, and if you're going to go to this part of South America, it's definitely worth spending a couple of weeks here. This is just a tiny part of what makes Peru such a special place to visit, and we really look forward to creating an itinerary for you. So head over to worldjourneys.co.nz for our inspiring Peru itineraries, and we look forward to getting you there.